Look, we're all using AI to get our work done faster. It's great, right? But what if that speed is actually making our ideas weaker? In this explainer, we're going to explore a completely different way to use AI, not as a simple assistant, but as your toughest, most valuable teammate. So this whole idea kicks off with a story from a software engineer, Anirudh Edpuganti, and it's a feeling I think we can all relate to. He used AI to whip up this quick, polished plan, but then, in a real meeting with real people, it just fell apart. And he had this amazing realization, which he put perfectly. I'd outsourced the hard part, the doubts, the pushback, the friction that makes ideas stronger. Wow, that single thought right there, it's the key to everything we're about to unpack. And that brings us right to our first big idea, what we're calling AI's easy answer trap. I mean, it's a cycle we've all been in, right? You ask AI for a plan, it spits out this beautiful, confident-sounding answer, and you just check it off your list. Done. The author did exactly this, only to find out in a real meeting that he hadn't actually thought through the trade-offs. The AI's plan looked clean, sure, but it wasn't battle-tested. It felt like progress, but really it was kind of hollow. And this isn't just one person's story, It points to a much bigger risk for all of us, using AI on autopilot. When you do that, you start paying these hidden costs. First up, you get confirmation bias on autopilot. The AI isn't challenging you. It's just polishing your own assumptions and telling you what you want to hear. Second, your own critical thinking muscles start to get weak because you're skipping all the hard questions. And finally, you end up with this false confidence in neat, tidy answers that might actually be built on some really shaky reasoning. So really, we're facing two very different paths here. On one side, you've got the passive assistant. It just mirrors you, skips the hard parts, and gives you this false sense of confidence. But on the other side, you've got the toughest teammate. This version challenges your assumptions. It actively exposes the weak points in your thinking, and ultimately, it makes your final decisions so much stronger. The goal, of course, is to move from the left side of this chart to the right. So how do we actually do that? How do we make that shift? Well, it starts with adopting a completely new mindset. It's time to meet your new idea bouncer. Just think about it. An actual bouncer at a club doesn't just let anyone in, right? They check IDs, they make sure everything's legit. Your idea bouncer does the same thing for your thoughts. It checks them, it challenges them, it makes sure they're solid before they go out into the world. So when you treat AI this way, you're not looking for it to agree with you, you're looking for a sparring partner. It's just like building muscle at the gym. That resistance, that friction, that's what makes your ideas genuinely strong. And let's be really clear here. This is not about creating tension just for the sake of it. We're not just trying to argue with a machine. It's about purposeful tension, the kind of structured, productive pushback that forces your brain to switch gears, to go from just passively accepting information to actively engaging with it, testing it, and making it better. Okay, so that's the mindset. I think we get it. But now for the really practical part. How do we do it? Here are the specific prompts you can use, like today, to generate that productive pushback. All right, here's a classic problem. We've all been there. How do you find those hidden, fatal flaws in your own plan before you're standing in front of your boss or a client or a whole room of people? It's actually pretty simple. You use this prompt, you tell the AI, play devil's advocate. Give me 5 solid reasons this plan might completely fail. Look, this isn't about being negative. It's about being prepared. It's an incredibly powerful way to pressure test your logic and find those hidden weaknesses while you still have time to actually fix them. Okay, next challenge. Every single project, every recommendation we make is built on this invisible foundation of unspoken beliefs, of assumptions. But what happens when one of those assumptions is just wrong? Well, you make them visible. You use this prompt, list the assumptions behind this recommendation, and then rate how confident we should be in each one. Honestly, this is a total game changer. It forces you to see the invisible scaffolding that's holding your idea together, and then it helps you decide which parts need way more evidence. And for our final prompt, let's talk about people. How can you get ready for those tough questions you know are coming from skeptical colleagues or stakeholders? You practice, you actually rehearse, you use this awesome role-playing prompt. You are a skeptical stakeholder who cares about X. Tell me what you'd object to and what you'd need to change your mind. What you're doing here is simulating real-world pressure, but in a totally safe environment. So when the real objections come, you're not just ready, you are confident and prepared. Theory is great, but let's see what this AI sparring actually looks like in action. Here are some real-world examples that bring it to life. Okay, so the author shares three fantastic use cases. First, stress testing a plan. Instead of just asking for a launch plan, he asked what would cause it to fail. And boom, that question revealed a critical contingency he had totally missed. Second, clarifying trade offs. He made the AI argue for both the cheapest option and the best user experience. By putting those two in conflict, the real priorities became crystal clear. And third, anticipating objections. This one's brilliant. He had the AI draft a skeptical reply to an email he was about to send. Then he went back and revised his original message to address that pushback before he even hit send. It's all about being proactive, not reactive. So, as these examples show, this isn't really about the AI's capability, it's about how you choose to use it. It's about making a conscious choice to engage your own mind and, reclaim your intellectual agency. And it really all boils down to this one choice. AI can be a tool that just speeds you up, letting you do kind of mediocre thinking faster than ever before. Or it can be a tool that genuinely sharpens your thinking, making your final output stronger, smarter, and way more resilient. So here's the challenge I want to leave you with. Just one. Don't try to change everything overnight. This week, pick just one of the prompts we talked about. Just one. Spend 5 minutes making the AI disagree with you and just see what you discover. Because in the end, it's totally up to you. You get to decide. Is your AI going to be your easy, agreeable assistant, or is it going to be your toughest, most valuable teammate?